Yo, what's up, man? Yo, this is Pastor Ojimba Alex. Yeah, good to see you. I'm in somewhere in London, and you're watching Gospel Faith Television UK, and this is the globe, the world globe. As you can see, it's a very beautiful globe with loads of countries around it. My name is Pastor Ojimba Alex, and the topic for today is the history of the globe. That's what the topic for today is. Now, I want you to understand that history is a subject and history is also a topic. But from the top of my head, instinctively, I would like to give a definition of what history means, because today's topic, like I said, is the history of the globe. So if I was to give a definition of history, it would be the story of recorded events. Hear that again. The definition of history means the story or the stories of recorded events from the past. So if I'm going to talk about the history of the globe, it means that this world has started from somewhere as well. So many events has happened in this world, and some have been documented and some haven't been documented, some have been recorded and some haven't been recorded. But today's topic is the history of the globe. Right. So I'm going to tell you that when God was creating the world, this is the world. God had black people in his mind. When God, or prior means before, prior to God creating the world, because God's got his thoughts and he's got his mind. And he's got his mind, sorry. So I'm here to say to you that prior to God creating the globe itself, God had black people in his mind. You ask me what do I mean? I'll tell you what I mean. Of course, there's people, different kinds of people that live in the world today, but today's topic is the history of the globe. And I'm here to say to you that before God created this world, this beautiful world, he had black people in his mind. Because black people are the apple of God's eye. And the proof of what I'm saying is, when God first created the world, he didn't create the world with millions of people and say, okay, let me pour millions of people in the world. No. God created the world with a man, a particular man, a kind of man, mankind. God created the world with a kind of man. And that first man that God created onto this perfect globe was a black man. And that's why I said that when God, or prior to God creating the globe, he definitely had black people in his mind, because black people are the most original people on planet Earth. So I will say, from when God created the world to the end of the first century, because a century is 100 years. So from when God created the world to the first century, to the second century, hundreds of years, thousands of years, there was only black people living across the globe. You had the ancient Egyptians living across the globe. You had Ethiopia, where the first man on earth was created in the Garden of Eden. Adam is not the name of the first man that was created in this world. Adam is an English name. How can a black man that has been created in the Garden of Eden in Ethiopia have the name Adam? No. His name is probably Ogbono or Onyentikulu. Yeah. So think about this. To show you that black people were the first people to live on this planet Earth for centuries. 1 century is 100 years. For centuries, hundreds of centuries. It shows you that from Ethiopia, which is in Africa, East Africa, to Yemen and Saudi Arabia, which is the Middle East, it's only a little sea that separates them. Come closer. Look at how little and tiny that Red Sea is that separates Africa from Saudi Arabia and Yemen. This is Middle East and this is Africa. What I'm trying to show you is that sea is probably swimmable. That sea, you just need a little boat. That's like going from one village to the next. It's a small sea. So I'm just trying to show you that within Africa and within the whole of Saudi Arabia and the Middle East and North Africa, it was black people that lived there for millions of years. And don't lose the focus, because the topic for today is the history of the globe. And I'm saying to you, black people have been in the whole world from the beginning. Cameraman, come with me. So look at India. This is Asia. It's black people that lived in India. From the 1st century to the 2nd century to hundreds of centuries, the whole of India and Asia was black people. India and Asia is a black continent. So where did they get their skin color from? They got their skin color because life started in Africa. Life started in Africa, and black people started traveling. They started moving. You see, I don't know if they swam or they took a little boat. Then they went to Saudi Arabia. From Saudi Arabia, they came into Asia. So that's why India and Asia today is a black continent. They might have European hair, but they're very much darker skinned than me. What are you talking about? They're very much darker skinned than me. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying to you. So black people are the only people that have been in this world for billions of years. Look at that globe. Black people are the first people to ever live in this world, in the continent Africa. But I'm saying that black people are the only people that have been in this world for billions of years. No other race has been in this world for billions of years. No. We are the most authentic and the most original people that God has created. We've been living in this world for billions of years. People think that God created the world and put black people in Africa alone, in that little continent. No, sir. God never created black people and put them in Africa alone. No, sir. God created black people and he put them in Asia. He put them in Thailand. Black people used to live in Thailand. Where's China? Where's China? Yeah, black people were the first people to live in China. Black people were the first people to live in China. Black people were the first people to live in Europe. Where's Europe? Yeah, black people were the first people to live in Europe. Don't doubt me. Black people were the first people to live in Europe. When God created the world, was there anywhere called France? There was nowhere called France. When God created the world in the 1st century, when there was only black people living on the planet Earth, was there anywhere called Lyon? There was nowhere called Lyon. Was there anywhere called Stuttgart? Apparently, the Europeans that you see in Stuttgart today and in Lyon and in Luxembourg, Europe was empty. Europe was empty. Or Portugal. The first slave trade masters. The first slave trade masters that went to Africa and took African slaves. They were from Portugal. Slavery, the idea came from the Portuguese. But in those days, when God first created the world, billions of years ago, there was no place called Porto. There was no place called Porto. So what I'm trying to say to you, black people think that God created the world and put black people in Africa alone. No, but black people were the first people to live in China, Europe. They were the first people to live in India, show that. And in Australia as well. Black people were the first people to live in Australia. Is Australia here? Oh, sure. And they were the first people to live in Australia. Yes. How many minutes do I have left there? Okay, they were the first people to live in Australia as well. The Aborigines. They were black, but somehow they got mixed and they took over the Australian land. They were the first people to live there. Black people were the first people to live in America. Come. Where's America? Black people were the first people to ever live in America. Yeah, this is America. Where does it say America? Yeah, can you show that? Black people were the first people to ever live in the United States of America, and the Americas, and the South America, and the North America. Apparently, people think that the first black people to ever get to America were the slaves. No, sir. No, sir. America is an organized name. America is only 400 years old. People think that black people got to America 400 years ago via slavery, transatlantic slavery. That's not true. Black people have been living in America from billions of years ago. It wasn't even called America then. When God created the world and God first created Adam, the black first person being on earth here, was there anywhere called New York? There was nowhere called New York. Or when God first created the first black man in Africa and he had his first children, was there anywhere called Massachusetts? Nowhere called Massachusetts. It's a man that has made up all these names, and over the years a black man has been confused. This is the history of the globe. What are you talking about? The truth is, black people are the only people that God created directly from the earth. You hear that again? The truth of the matter is, black people are the only people that God created directly from the earth. There's no other race that can claim that God created them from the earth, because mankind is an experiment of God. God already had mankind in his imagination. So the Bible says that we come from the dust and we go back to the dust when we die. So man was made of the earth. What color is the earth? This globe won't show you the color of the earth. Man was made from the soil. So that man that God first created was a black man. And the truth of the matter is that black people are the only people that are created directly from the earth. This is the end of part 1. I'll catch you on the rebound in part 2. You're watching The History of the Globe with Pastor Ojimba Alex on Gospel Faith Television UK.